if you want to view, we can use the page layouts. Okay. Now we have seen an app, we have seen tabs. Inside tab, we have seen page layout. Okay. Now, Salesforce, earlier it had a different UI. Okay. Generally, we have they call it as classic, and Salesforce has introduced Lightning, I believe it is 10 years or 8 years back. Okay. I can change the view over here, switch to classic. So this was the original UI built by Salesforce. Okay. As we progress, as more UI UX has been improved, so we moved it to Lightning experience. Okay. As part of the Lightning experience, Salesforce provides a new feature called, Lightning page. Okay. You can edit a records Lightning page. This is what you see is a Lightning page. You can go to the setup icon and do a edit page. This will edit the Lightning page for account. Okay. Similar to the page layout, one object can have multiple pages, Lightning record page, Lightning pages. Okay. And this page currently details is using the page layout. Okay. It is currently using the page layout which we have defined. That's why when you go for accounts, if you open a hospital, you see a different content. Hospitals, I'm choosing this one. In the details, whatever we defined in the hospital page layout is used in the record Lightning page. Does this make sense? So where page layout is defined and where Lightning page is defined. We want to see here, we have Lightning record pages. So next to page layout, we have Lightning record pages, which are available for every object. Okay. Under details, the page layout is used, and under related, all of these can be configured. If I want to say another tab, which would be called activities, I can just do that. The activities. Activity. Okay. Done. I just added activity tab. Okay. Under activity tab, we can define what set of components to use. I will just use the chatter feed component, which will give us the chatter capability in the account page. Okay. I'll just save it here. Wait. So again, the Lightning record pages, we can define at the company level or at the app level or at the app record type and profile level. Okay. So I'm just defining this as a org default. So everyone in the org will see this record page only. Everyone, whether it is when I say in the org, every user will have the same view. Okay. Just going back, I open any account. This is the tab that I added now using the page builder, and the tab is loading. Okay, somehow the chatter is not loaded, but yeah, it will get loaded. Okay. So how Salesforce controls UI? They have page layouts and they have Lightning record pages. Okay, these two are basic UI concepts provided by Salesforce out of the box. There's no coding needed. Okay. There are programmatic way of getting the UI, which is using Lightning Web Components and Aura components, which we will cover next week. Okay. For today, for now, This page layout, Lightning Record Pages, is the basic UI provided by Salesforce, which is declarative. You can configure by clicks, no code. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. But Gomati, is it clear how UI has been controlled in Salesforce?
Here, yes, this is
Yes, sir.
Simran.
Yes.
I have one doubt.
Yes, Imran.
What is the difference between Lightning App Builder in user interference and this Lightning Record Pages?
Okay. So app builder, that Lightning Record Page is handled by the page builder. Okay, let me show it again. Edit page. Okay, so here, if you see, this is this. Okay, this is the editor which we use to configure the Lightning Record Pages. Not only record pages, we can modify the home pages. Okay, there are three different pages that are available. Record page, which is applicable to the record. You guys know where the record is, right? Object, fields, record. We reviewed yesterday. Okay, so this record page would be at the object level. Okay. If I do a new page, so these are all the options that are available: app page, home page, record page. So record page controls the UI for the particular record, okay, which is applicable to an object. One object can have multiple pages, and each page can be assigned to different users or different profiles. And the app builder, which we use in the app manager, so this is called app builder. This is page builder. These two are this is specific only for making the apps. This is for using or building pages used in the app.
Okay, yes, thank you. Got it.
Okay. Cool. So we built an app, a basic app for hospital management with three different tabs. Okay. And inside the tab, we can control what sort of UI to be shown for what record. Okay. We use record types to differentiate, and we can assign by profiles. I have not talked about profiles yet, but I will explain what profiles is. So far, does this make sense? So app launcher, tab, record, and the record page, whatever you see here. Now you guys notice there are multiple buttons here, right? So we have option to control what buttons to be visible. Okay. So if I go to the object manager, confirm, go to object manager, go to count, we have buttons, links, and action. So there are standard buttons that are available. Yesterday we created one new object, right? Insurance, pharmacy employee. If I just go there, so as soon as the object is created, Salesforce created the standard buttons, okay, which is used to manage the data, right? To create, I can use the new button. To view, I just use the view button, okay, and edit, delete. These buttons are used to manage the data. Okay, so these are standard buttons by default provided by Salesforce. Okay, and if I want to see, I don't want to have an option to delete a record in the UI. We can remove that delete button from the page layout, and that way the delete would not be visible to the users. Okay, so here Under the account details, if we have to remove any button, we can do that. Unfortunately, there is no delete here. Buttons. I have delete here. Let me remove delete. Please see delete anywhere. Yeah. Okay, I just removed the delete button from the page layout. Okay. After save, I updated hospital, right? I go back here, accounts, hospital. I would not have access to delete anymore. Make sense? If I say I don't want to see like new opportunity, new case, new contact, similarly, you can just go back here and remove the buttons which you don't want to be shown in the UI. Okay. So new opportunity. I don't want new event. New case is okay. Yeah, but you got the idea, right? So you can control what buttons that can be shown in the UI on the page. Okay. Now we have page layouts. Now, why Salesforce has to come up with the lightning record pages? Okay, page layouts was like, is good, right? It can control what fields to show. It can control like, what buttons to show. Okay, everything is there. Still, why Salesforce has to come up with record pages? Okay. And this, I wanted to like, put this thought in your head. Anything that you hear, anything like, anybody says, okay, always understand the why. Okay, because that will keep you guys curious and like, that will keep you guys like, to know more, to learn things faster. Okay. So in case of lightning pages, okay, there are so many capabilities introduced. Okay, now I have this record page. Okay, I don't want to use like, this um, like this view, right? If I want to see, I want to show actions dynamically. Okay, I want to show fields dynamically. Okay, then Salesforce Lightning Record Page provides that capability. Okay, I'll just show one here. So here I have fields. Okay, so in order to support fields, I'll just go to, I'll create a new tab. We'll call it as custom tab. Okay, I create a custom tab. Custom tab. I'll call it as okay. I can choose, I can set up a visibility condition. Okay, I can say show this custom tab on based on a record field or based on the device or based on other like values. Okay, let me choose a record field whenever it is account record type. It's not record type field. Okay, there is no record type. Account. Okay, let me say employees. Okay, if the employee is greater than 50 or 100, show this tab. For accounts which doesn't have employees like more than 100, this tab would not be visible. Only for the accounts which has employees more than 50, this would be visible. Okay, so this sort of flexibility is what is added in lightning record pages. Otherwise, Salesforce has no need to bring in lightning record page. So page layouts was sufficient, but like business needs like more dynamicity, and they brought in lightning record page. So you can bring more like dynamic UI capability using lightning record page. Okay, now this whole tab is visible on one condition. We have defined that condition. And inside the tab, let's say if I want to see, I want to show a field section, okay, where I want to show the doctor's count and nurse count, okay, and employees count. Okay. So now I am showing employees count, doctors count, nurse count. I'll put the doctor count here. Okay. Here employees count, doctor count, nurse count is okay. For pharmacy, okay, I don't want to show the doctor's count. Okay. I can choose like, um, when to show this data. Okay. Second, this. Okay. So whole section, I can define the visibility, and at the field level, also I can define visibility. I can say if my doctor's count is like, not equal to 0, show it. Otherwise, don't show it. Just saving, save, activated. Let me go back. Let me open one hospital and one pharmacy. This is hospital. This is pharmacy. Okay. So for Apollo New Med, I'm not having the dynamic tab. The reason being the employees count is not defined here. Okay, because there is no employee count, the system is not showing. For Srivaikuntam Apollo Pharmacy, the employee count was only 3. Okay, if I change it to 300, save, we see dynamic tab, and that too we see the employees. Since there is no doctor count, the doctor count field is not shown. This sort of dynamic capability is what has been introduced in Lightning Record Page, and this is very powerful. So I want you guys to play around on the Lightning Record Page, learn more about the record pages, okay, and come back with questions. So if I go to the record page, edit, on the left, you guys see components, right? Standard, custom. Standard components are the components which are provided by Salesforce out of the box, okay? The custom components are the ones that we developed, okay? So we can develop components that needs to be shown in the pages. So Salesforce provides that flexibility at the UI level, saying that, okay, you can make use of the standard components. If your requirements are so specific, you can build a custom component and use the component in the UI. Does that make sense? Okay, if I say map, there is no map. If my use case is to show the location of the address in a map, okay, I don't have that capability out of the box. So we can build one custom component and then show the location in the map. Okay. Which we'll cover next week. So here we have this much of capability in the record page. So I would strongly suggest you guys to review and play around, see what is the path means, see what is the report chart is used. Okay, see the tabs, how the tabs are unique. Ask question on what is Visual Force, right? So all of these options are available. So go through, review, come back with questions. Okay. Anyway, this will be covered in your childhood module. Okay. Good. Dinesh, does it make sense? Any questions or anything that you want me to add?
No, sir. Actually, few things only standard component, few things only I used it. But
Okay.
so many standard components there.
Okay, makes sense. But yeah, like, the more that we try, the more questions will come. Then, like, we'll understand. Like, if you say flow,
I will try.
we will know about flows a lot better. Okay.
Yeah, flow we have to link the screen flow.
Correct. Yeah, there are so many
I will
things.
go
So
through it.
I want you guys to play around and get back to me in case of any questions. Okay. Okay, Samuel, any questions? Does this make sense? How the UI is built?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And this is all programmatic. Okay. Let's talk about profiles, because the other thing that I wanted you guys to understand is the security part, how security is implemented in Salesforce. Okay. But from a UI, again, this is an overview, right? This is the basics. We will dig deeper, like, like when we create, like, multiple layouts, when we create like multiple record pages, right? And like, what sort of, like, related records that we can show. Okay. Can we apply filters on this, right? How can we control the data that is visible all inside this? As you guys practice, as you guys work on the real projects, you will make use of everything. But you have to have that perspective that, like, most of the use cases can be achieved by configuration alone. That's what Salesforce recommends. Okay. But there are definitely use cases, like, millions of use cases where we cannot achieve things by configuration. Cool. Okay. So I want to talk about the, like, business logics, how it is implemented, and also I want to talk about data security in Salesforce. So from a security point of view, okay, Salesforce is, like, very, very trusted platform. Okay. No data breach in its last 25 years of existence. Okay. No data breach. Okay. They are very secured, very trusted platform. Okay. And in order to achieve the trust, okay, Salesforce put in a lot of, like, what I would say, a lot of checks. So whoever has signed up for the developer edition, is anyone who haven't signed up for developer edition? Anyone who has not signed up? Amina, I know you, without system, it is really hard for you to sign up. Other than Amina, anyone else? Okay. Anyway, I'll go through my list to collect all the, user names that you guys have shared. Okay. If anyone has not created, please, like, take help from others. Have your own developer account. Okay. So when you create a developer account, okay, you go to the setup. Okay. Under company information, you would see, like, these licenses, right? And you will have option of, like, how many licenses are available, how many is used. Okay. So Salesforce controls, like, many features via these licenses. Okay. So based on what license you are assigned, you have certain facilities. Like, if you are assigned, like, customer community plus, like, you have access to certain standard objects, and you have access to certain, you have access to the sites that are built on the on the org. Okay. If you are assigned identity, okay, you can access the org, but, like, you cannot access the sales cloud features or service cloud features. Those software features you cannot access. Okay. If you are assigned a platform, again, you can access the platform features like accounts, contacts, or most of the standard objects you can access. but you cannot access sales cloud facility, like software facilities. Some of the software facilities you cannot access. Okay. So Salesforce ensures security by various license, like by the licenses and the profiles and data sharing. Okay. So any user to log into the system, they need one of the user license. Without user license, you cannot log in or access the org. Okay. And I'll create one user. Okay. Now let's create a user. Okay. I'm a system admin. Okay. System administrator has like superpower in the org. Okay. They would be able to do everything. Now let me create a new user. Okay, let's call it as who is Apollo CEO? Apollo Hospitals. I don't know. Like you guys Google and tell me. I think it's already. You guys can Google and tell. There are 30 people there. Ashim,
It's Dr. Madhu Shashidhar.
Doctor
Madhu Shashidhar,
Sashi.
current president and CEO of Apollo Hospitals.
Madhu Shashi. I believe I put the name correctly. I'll put a fictional email. The email I can use many email. And username, guys, like the username has to be in the email format. Okay. Madhu at and when you guys create a username, you have to be very, very careful because this username is unique across all orgs. Okay. For example, like, if I just go back to some of the username that you guys have shared, I cannot use this username. Let me copy this, paste here. I will use Salesforce account. Profile, I'll use standard user. Save. Okay. So this is across Salesforce system. This has to be unique. The username has to be unique. Okay. There is one exception that is for the community users. This is a community user. Okay. The community user is not created in this way, but for community users, you have that exception. The community has to be unique in the org, but this username has to be unique across all Salesforce servers. So be careful on that and choose your username wisely. The username I'm choosing Madhu, and this org name is july24.com. Okay. So this way I will make sure that he is not, it's not duplicate. The username has to be in email format, should not be duplicate. I'll say an email address, you can use same email address. There is no problem. You can have duplicate email addresses. That is absolutely fine. Username must be unique. So now I created a user. I have assigned the license number 1, and I've assigned a profile. Okay. So license controls what sort of features are available to the user, and then profile controls what sort of permissions that I have that I want for the user. Okay. I believe Salesforce is trying to sunset profiles and they want to use only permission sets. Okay. So profile basically gives the security implementation. I'm inside the standard user profile. Okay. As you can see, it talks about what layouts that are assigned to them. Okay. In the object level, in the account, we have 5 layout. Okay. But if I look at over here at the account, okay, by record type, I can choose what layout can be visible to the standard user. Okay, we can do that assignment. So we are controlling at the page layout first. Also, sorry, start with the app settings. So here we can control what apps are visible to the user. If I say for this user, okay, I don't want any of the apps to be visible. Okay, I can remove all the apps. So when this user logs in, he would not see all the apps. Okay, first control. I control what apps that he can see. He can see only where is hospital management. It's here. I'm making this default, and only hospital management he can see. He cannot see anything else. Okay, number one. And we can control tab settings. Okay, even in tab setting, if I say like all the tabs are default on for him, there are default offs. Okay, we can control what tabs he can see. Okay, and after tabs, we can control like what layouts he can see. Okay, and inside the layout, what fields he can see and what fields he can edit. Let me quickly save this. And the field layout settings are at the view page. Here you can control what layouts he can see, and here field level security. In the account field, this profile, we can control what fields he can read, what fields he can edit. If I say he cannot edit the doctor's count, let's go for doctor's count. Okay, if he cannot edit the doctor's count, if I remove this access, he cannot edit doctor count at all. Make sense? So via profile, they implement the restriction. Okay, how they implement the restriction? App level, tab level, page layout level, and in the page layout to the fields, what fields to be visible. So if I have 10 different users, okay, I'll take an example like, I'm a watchman in Apollo Hospital, right? I don't even need Salesforce access, period. Okay. If I'm in the admin department, I need access to Salesforce, but I don't have, get access to all the facility. Rather, in the admin department, I'm going to handle only patients, right? On that case, in the contacts, I'm going to be only patients. I don't have to see all the doctors, staffs, everyone. If I'm a HR, I will see all the employee details, right? I don't need the patient information access, right? And similarly, if I am the doctor, right? If I log into the system, I don't need to see other doctors. I don't need to see all the hospital information. All I care is what are the patients that I'm going to visit today, and all the patients that I'm handling. Okay. So Salesforce enforces security via profile. Okay. And at this level, they are enforcing security. So this is restriction on what you can see. I would not say what, I would say uh, a limitation of what you can see. Okay. And this is at the UI level. Okay. Now, any questions on this? What profiles are for? Okay. Whatever you saw in the profiles are available in the permissions. So Salesforce, that's why they want to get rid of profiles and make use of permissions only. And For one user, you can assign only one profile, but for one user, you can add multiple permission sets. So this gives Salesforce the flexibility to assign or to create granular permission and grant access to users what they need. I as a user can have 10 permissions that's assigned to me. Just show one example. User Yas Muhammad. Right now, there is one permission set assigned to me, Experience Profile Manager. Okay. But I can define one permission set. Let's create one permission set. Let's call it as pharmacy employee management. Okay. I would say license needed. Salesforce. Okay. Again, the license needed is optional. You don't have to choose one if you don't need this permission to have any license assignment. Okay. So as you can see here, you control what apps are assigned. You control what are all the objects that they can access. So inside object settings, I'm going to choose there are no access granted to any of the object. I want to have access to pharmacy employees. Right now, there are no access. I want to grant access to this object alone. Okay, I would say I grant all access. Okay, granting edit access to the email address as well. Now I'm saving. Now, to an user, if I want one user to have a permission to edit pharmacy employees, I'll just assign this permission set. Done. Okay. So Salesforce is trying to get rid of profiles. And they want to make use of permission sets. Permission sets, you create most granular permission and assign this permission to the user. Does it make sense? Profile permissions. This is UI security. We have something called data security. We'll come to that. Sureraj, is this clear?
Yes, I just joined today, so I'm just following it. Maybe need to see the other recordings and then come back to you.
Okay, but does this make sense? How
Yes, yeah.
why profile, why permission set, how it can be used? Okay, cool. Satish, does this make sense? How I can control UI security in Salesforce? Satish, you're on mute. Faiz, you there? Does it make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Here, yes, I have one doubt.
Yeah.
We can able to do that for every profile, right? Like yesterday I did for Salesforce, standard Salesforce profile, but I can't
Okay.
able to edit that profile, like
Correct.
object permission.
Yes. So there are certain restrictions, you cannot edit the standard profiles. That's why we create custom profiles. And since one user can have only one profile, it is very restricted. Okay. There are orgs which has hundreds of profiles. Okay. To simplify that, Salesforce recommends to make use of permission set. Okay. So if you put the profile more restricted, give the permission via permission set, like create multiple permission set, assign proper permission set to the user. So recommended is not to update profile, and standard profiles you cannot edit much. That's why people go for custom profiles.
Okay, yes, thank you.
Yeah. To control, use permission set to control UI.
Okay.
And let's say like, we have something called permission set groups. Okay. Like you put all granular permissions, right? And for each job descriptions, each job designation, you can group multiple permission sets and create permission set group. Okay. If I'm a admin manager, right? In my team, I have finance, I have HR, I have operations, I have patient management. Okay. Now I can say all four these people have different permission set groups. Via that permission set group, only required access is given to them. Okay. I, as a manager, can assign all four permission set to me so that I know exactly what all my subordinates are viewing. Okay. So permission sets can be grouped. This grouping will help you create permissions for particular designation or job role. Okay. So for patient, let's take the doctor example. Okay. I'm a general physician, right? I can say I can view patients records only, patient and the patient history only. Okay. As a specialty doctor, heart doctor, right? I could say as a heart doctor, they can request for test to be taken. General physician may say only view the test results, but as a specialty doctor, I can make some request for test. Okay, hey, take a echo test, right? Take a treadmill test. Okay, take a scan, MRI scan. Okay, so such sort of request, I can create one permission. Okay, where I can grant access to creating test request, and that access can be given only to the specialty doctors, okay, not for everyone. Okay, or department heads. Okay, so the permissions at groups can be effectively used if you have multiple permissions, multiple granular permission sets. And we do have custom permissions, which is is used to control how UI can be or what sort of actions can be made available to the user. We'll see this as part of coding. We will use this custom permissions in the code mostly, and in other configuration, but we will see that. So far, this permissions make sense. How Salesforce controls UI security. Okay. Good. Gomati, any questions? Or are we all good on the permissions?
Yes, sir. All good.
Okay. Sulaiman, all good?
No, sir. No doubt, sir.
Okay. Satyan, any questions? Permissions? Why permissions?
No, sir.
Okay. Good. Khalil?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
Yeah, thanks, Khalil. Okay, so, and I'm working on assigning projects to you guys. So next week onwards, I'm trying to get you guys assigned certain project activities. Okay, and these project activities will be using these terms. Okay, create profile, or create field, update layout, update record page. Okay, add this function, create a action. Okay, so you guys need to be familiar with this. Okay, and as I keep repeating, the most important thing is why. If you guys understand what is used on a particular use case, then it is very, very effective. Okay. So please pay attention and please complete your trial head module. Okay. I don't want anyone lagging behind. Okay. I'm just talking to you guys only for this 2 hours. After this 2 hours, you guys have plenty of time. Make sure you review, go through your trial head. Okay. Later, there is no point like, I forgot, I don't know. Okay. So please practice. When we talk, everything seems to be good. We might lose our understanding very soon. So better practice, make your understanding stay for longer. Okay. Okay, let's talk about other interesting thing called the sharing. Okay. Okay. So Salesforce enforces security. In UI, there is one way of enforcing security, like what I can see. Okay. Now, next to the UI is used to show us data, right? Without data, app is useless. So UI is used to show data. Now, Salesforce provides sharing settings, data sharing capability, which controls what data I can see. Okay. If I show this example of accounts, I have these many records. There are 16 records, right? Let's say I am working in Chennai hospital, right? I don't want to see the hospital data of Delhi hospital. Doesn't make any sense to me. I don't need to get exposed to that. I don't want the patients who are visiting Delhi hospital to be seen by my Chennai admins. Okay. So now we are planning to we need to understand how we are putting restriction on the data. We put restriction on the UI. We controlled what app I can see, what tab I can see, what page I can see, what action I can see, right? And what field I can see. Now we are controlling what data can be seen by you using that UI. So that comes under data sharing. So Salesforce provides sharing settings, okay, which provides the bare minimum, access. Okay. So these are called org-wide defaults. This is the base permission that is given to everyone. That's why it's called org-wide defaults. Okay. Now here we made account and contract as public read write. When I just do an edit, so these are all the permissions that we have: private, public read only, public read write. Okay. And all of you guys have studied OOPS, right? OOPS encapsulation. Okay, I'll come to that. So what private means is, if I'm a user, okay, let's say I'm a user, I am creating a record in account. Okay, if I set the sharing as private, only I can access the data. Okay, any other user in the system cannot see my data. That is private. My data I own. Okay, that's private. Okay. Public read only, I create a data. It can be viewed by everyone, but only I can edit. Others cannot edit, cannot even see. Sorry, can see but cannot edit, delete. Nothing is possible. But they can see the data. Okay. Public read write, I create the data. It is exposed to everyone. Anyone can come edit the data. Okay. So this is org-wide defaults, which you set at the object level. You define, okay, in this object, this is my org-wide default, which means this is the base permission that I am setting for the data are records in that object. So if I say private, that means only the user, the owner, can create, view, edit the data. Okay. I might have access to the record page, but I would not have access to the data. Does that make sense? I'll show it now. I just updated the sharing setting for, let me cancel this. I'll go edit, change the sharing setting for insurance company. I want to make it public read only. Okay, save. Okay. So insurance company is made public read only. Okay, let me log in as Madhu. Madhu Shashidhar, right? His name. Let me first reset the password. Verify account. Copy link. Use Firefox to log in. Set password. Got it. Password. Apollo 24. Password. Password. Okay. Now I logged in as Madhu. Because of my profile, I don't have access to any other app. Only hospital management is shown. In hospital management, did I remove access? Yeah. The tab is not exposed to him. So I have accounts, I have contacts, accounts, since it is public read, right? I see all accounts. So all 16 records I'm seeing. Okay. Let me go back to the admin. Accounts, insurance companies. I have access to insurance company. There are 7 insurance company records. Okay. I need to know why he doesn't have insurance company access. Any idea? Okay, go to the tabs. Because the tab standard user, you need to make sure he has access to the tab. Files. Standard user. Standard user. Company. Insurance company. This is the layout. Edit. Custom tab. Insurance company default on. Visible. Okay. Just view all. You should be able to see insurance company. Still not visible. Insurance. Tab, it is on. Is this cancel? Share. Hospital management. I check the permission as a profile. At profile level, we have proper access and user profiles. Standard user is what we have given. User. Users. Madhu Shashidhar is using standard user profile. Okay. Why he is not able to access the insurance profile tab, insurance companies tab? Dinesh, any idea? What did I miss?
Refresh it.
More time writing.
Did I refresh? Yes. Tabs. Tab assignment. Okay. Let me check the tab assignment. Standard user. Yes. Page layout. Page layout is assigned to standard user. I'm okay. Great. What did I miss? We removed permission? No, right?
For UI page, have a permission backend, then profile standard user profile backend have a permission. You have to check, sir.
I'm at the profile. Standard user. Apps have only hospital management app. The app is given access. All good. Standard tab setting. Custom tab settings. This is default on, which means granted access to this. The other thing is the objects. I choose the insurance. Insecurity custom tab. Record type. There's no record type assignment. Only these record types are assigned. Insurance company. But there are no record types. So nothing to worry. Okay. There is no permission. There is no permission. Because there is no permission, none of the UI components were shown. We created a permission set, right? Permission set. We created a permission set for pharmacy employee. Let me create a permission set for insurance permission. Permission to access insurance object. Okay. No license needed, no session activation needed. We'll go object settings and insurance companies. Right now there are no access. I'll grant edit. I'll make the tab available, visible. Okay. Here I'm not granting any permission. If I grant modify all, this grants data sharing access for everything. Okay, I'm just making tab visible. Okay, not granting any other permission. The system will apply the argwide default first, and then it will let the user see the data. Now this permission set need to be assigned. Manage assignment, add assignment to Madhu. Next, assign. So now Madhu is assigned this permission. Let me do a refresh on Madhu. Control Shift R, hard reload. Log out, login. Still, I don't see the. Let me see whether I have access to the insurance. Individuals, no insurance access. Insurance permission. Settings. Edit. I'll just give the wall. Save. Close. Good. I don't know why, but now I'm able to see the data. Okay. Let me remove that v1 in the permission. Why on earth I need to give read all? Okay. So I have the capability to read the object. Okay. Do a refresh. And the argway default is applied. So public, anyone can read. Trying to view the record. In the record, I have no option to edit. Okay, I can view. Now, if I change the sharing setting for insurance company to private, insurance company public, if I change it to private, I would still be able to see the tab, but I would not be able to see any records. Now, I have removed the permission. If I try to do a refresh, it will throw an error. Okay, basically, I don't have access to this. And if I see all, I don't see any record. Okay. So Salesforce enforces data security via sharing setting. Okay. Now, I'm a user. I have all the insurance company. I want to, expose Tata AIG with Madhu. Okay. I have option to manually share a record. This is manual sharing. I can say share it with Madhu Sashidhar, give him read-write capability, or just give him read only. Save. Now I manually shared this record with Madhu, so Madhu should be able to see the data Tata AIG. And I can do only read only. If I make it editable, Madhu. The two users already have. I'm making Madhu read write. Okay, save. With this permission, he should be able to edit. One dude, you can, okay. I've shared. Okay, I think at the permission level, we haven't given him the edit access. Edit. He can edit the data that he gets access to. Okay. If I give create access now, earlier he doesn't have a new button. Okay. Now he should be able to have the new button where he can create new insurance records because we provided create permission. And with the edit permission, we granted him to edit the records that he has access to. I don't know. I see edit here. I don't see edit inside. Here I see the edit option. Ideally, it should be available inside also. Maybe because of some caching, it's not visible. Okay. So the important thing that I want to convey here is UI security can be implemented via profile permission sets. Okay. And data security can be implemented via sharing setting, controlling what data I can see. Okay. So you need to have this like understanding, very critical. Okay. the data security is controlled at the permission as well. So here, if I give modify all, even though my argwide default is private, this will override that permission. Okay. We'll talk in detail about how sharing capability works at the advanced level, but to the basic level, understanding of profile, permission set, data sharing, or argwide default is good enough to start. Okay. This has the capability to override sharing setting. I'm just removing the delete capability. I don't want him to have delete. Okay. Cool. Is this clear? Data sharing. Again, this is overview. This is not everything. We can do Apex sharing, like from programs, we can share records. Okay. From role hierarchy, we can share records. Let's give a quick overview, the role hierarchy. So whenever we create a user or edit a user, we have to define a role, what role he plays, right? So this also provides data access, or it also provides data sharing between the users. So the role selection also impacts the data sharing capability. Okay. And your territory, and that is also used to share data between users. So you can define more granular sharing rules and say, okay, I go to insurance. Next. So there is some calculations that are happening because we made it private. Once the calculations are done, you can create rules which will do the data sharing between users. I'll just create one in the pharmacy employee to show what we can do. It's controlled with parent. Do it in account. Okay. So we can control what sort of records, what sort of data records can be shared based on the record owner or based on criteria. I can say if the city is Chennai, then share this record with particular user. Okay, I can create groups or I can create roles. I can share it with a particular role. Okay, or I can create a public group and share it to that group. All users, it can be shared. What is the sharing access that I have to give? It has to be read only or read write. Okay, so data sharing happens via sharing setting. Okay, I'll take a pause here. So Salesforce is #1 platform, CRM platform in the world. The reason being they are very secure. They are the most trusted, solution or product. And how they build the trust is via enforcing the UI security and data security. And UI security profiles permission, data security via sharing setting, manual sharing, Apex sharing. Okay. Does this make sense at an overview? How we can control what the user can see?
Sir,
Yes.
sir, is this like data encapsulation?
It is not data encapsulation, but yes, to an extent, yes, it is encapsulation. Okay. Azim, any questions on this?
No, sir.
Okay. Ishok Kumar? Abdullah, any questions? Kishak, I'm not able to hear you. Abdullah VS, Abdullah SM. Any questions?
It's clear. No, sir, it's clear, sir.
Okay, good. Okay. So, like, in the trial head also, like,
Sir,
there
I
is a
have
data
one doubt.
sharing. Yes, please
Sir,
ask.
already one said custom permission. Custom permission where we have to use, sir? Only coding only, yeah? The configuration part also we have to use now.
In configuration also, we can use custom permissions.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Yes. So in trial heads, there is a data sharing module. Okay. They would explain in detail, like, how each of the, like, profile permissions are, like, enforcing security. So go through that trial head module. Okay. And let me know if you guys have any questions on that. Okay. So tomorrow we are left only with the control logic, declarative control. Okay. And again, I'm covering the basics. And I'm not going to teach you everything. I'm going to tell you what can be done. Okay. You are the one who are going to learn. Okay. So please make sure you complete trialhead modules by tomorrow. Okay. At least try to cover as much as possible. Okay. The practical stuff, if you cannot complete, that is okay. Like, particularly Amina doesn't have a system. Practical things you cannot complete, I'm okay. But at least theoretical stuff, you should know what is what. Like, what is profile, what is permission set, what is page layout, what is an object, what is a field, what is a formula field, right? What is a record type? So what is user license, right? These are the basic things that I want you guys to be comfortable with. Okay. If you guys can complete the trial head module before tomorrow morning, that would be fantastic, because by then the control logic, which we can be explained easily, and you guys can understand that easily. Okay. So push for the trial head module completion. Okay. And this week being the first week, I'm like, I'm not stressing any more activities. Okay. Put it on reading. And next week onwards, you guys will have activities and you guys need to start writing programs. So next week we'll cover Apex programming and Lightning Web Components, the basics again, not the in-depth one. Okay, Vaishnavi, any questions? Is all good? Yes, Satyan. Yes, Satyan, you are on mute. Any question?
No, sir.
Not able to. Okay, fair enough. Okay, Ashim, any questions on data sharing, data security?
No, sir, no, sir.
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay, like, I'm not sure, like, how many of you have the, like, non-Salesforce development background. Okay. Whatever you guys have built, like, for example, in your college project, right, you would have developed things, right? You would have built a website, you would have built some, like, inventory management, student management, some AA projects, right? Whatever you guys have done, all of the code components, you guys have built it. Okay. Now Salesforce is at the top. The reason being, they made this as a low code, no code platform. Okay. They made it more secured. Okay. Because of these two, you can implement your applications very fast. Okay. Unfortunately, a couple of projects are delayed, but that's debatable, right? But you can make things faster. Okay. You can implement applications very quickly and you can, like, go live. So this is the reason why Salesforce is number one. Okay. And if you guys understand how to make use of this or how this has been implemented, okay, how much time it saves, this also will take you guys to the top spot. If you guys don't understand how these stuffs work, how you can use this to help the customer, it is really tough. Okay. So please take time to understand this. Then only you can create value. The more value you create, you become more valuable. Okay. People don't pay you for your number of years of experience. People pay you for the value that you create. So please understand why. Okay. I'm trying to give as much as input possible. Okay. If you guys practice, it makes sense. Otherwise, it is some, I don't want to say this, but it's some nonsense that you heard. Good. So please make sure you complete private modules. That's the only ask from my end. Tomorrow, if you are completed, that would be very helpful. Otherwise, try to complete it by this week. Monday onwards, I expect you guys to do work. Okay. I have tons of work to do. I'll give the work to you guys. Please make sure you are able to complete. Good. Any questions, or else I will close here. And I'll share the recording. I didn't share yesterday's recording. I'll share today's recording as well. We got 17 minutes left for me. Okay. Next stop recording. Thanks, Amina, for starting the recording. I don't know when you started. Thank you so much.